All right, guys, here we go again. Another video for you guys. And I just want to tell you guys how thankful I am for the subscribers out there, for the people that take the time to leave me comments in the comment section, send me emails, people that have joined or requested to join my Facebook group, and Instagram. Guys, I appreciate it all. It takes time to do that, and your time is valuable, as mine is. So I know you could be doing anything else but your time. And the fact that you choose to spend a little bit of it with me or to send me anything, I appreciate that. I appreciate the people that have supported my channel through donations. Highly appreciate it. So guys, again, thank you. I feel blessed to be able to provide you guys with this content, and I'm even more blessed that I love doing it, okay? So you guys know what we do on this channel, and I'm talking to my preloaders. You know what this channel is all about, right? This channel, first and foremost, yes, we do cover slow speed motorcycle operation, but this channel is mainly geared towards raising confidence levels. All right, so as always, I want to welcome my preloaders back. Always nice to have you guys here with me, okay? For those of you that are not preloaders and you don't even know what a preloader is, I am going to tell you to check the description section, okay? Because in that description section, you have a definition of what a preloader is, what preload means, as well as a bunch of other information on the practice sessions that we do. If you're interested in coming out and practicing with us, okay, that's usually on a weekly basis. That's in the description section, okay? I also want to mention, guys, as I stated in practice session number 18, if you do want to come out here and practice with us, you're going to have to reply to an email that I send you to reserve a spot. Because at this point, I'm keeping it at 10. So it's going to be the first 10 people to send me an email, and you'll get a confirmation email back telling you that you have a spot, okay? And it'll be, the number is going to be 1 through 10, so you know what number you have. And I'm also going to ask that if you find that you cannot make it and you already have a spot, just send me an email and let me know that, and that way I can give that spot to somebody else that probably wants it, okay? All right. Also in the description section, you have information on donating to the channel. There's a link in there for PayPal, all right? There's the address in there if there's anything you want to send to me. There's a link in there for merchandise, okay? So the concourse dimensions are in there, all right? So again, there's a lot of good information in there for you guys. Please check out the description section. Now, there's a lot of people that send me messages and they say, I'm subscribed to your channel. Clearly they are interested in being proficient in slow speed motorcycle operation. They're dedicated to it. And they'll say in their email, I'm on my way to being a preloader. And that just lets me know they didn't read the definition, because they're already a preloader. Again, all you need to do to be a preloader is to be dedicated to being proficient in slow speed motorcycle operation. All right? If you're that and you're subscribed to my channel, you are a preloader. Okay? So again, for those of you that are not preloaders and you'd like to be a preloader, all right, I just saved you a trip to the description section to look at that. But if you still want to find out what preload means, yeah, you still need to go in there, plus the other information, okay? Okay, so for you non-preloaders, welcome, all right? Nice to have you guys here as well. Hopefully you'll subscribe and become one of us. And when I say one of us, this is an exclusive motorcycle group. It's important that I state that. This is an exclusive motorcycle group. And what I mean by that is the fact that they're dedicated to being proficient in slow speed motorcycle operation, that's already gonna bring them up, as far as I'm concerned, as far as motorcycle riders out there on the road. And as I said before, this is your average motorcycle rider, and this is a preloader. Because a preloader understands how important it is to actually be able to ride this motorcycle, okay? And that's what this channel is all about. So again, for you non-preloaders, I'll introduce myself. My name is Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the motorcycle unit. The name of this channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And the purpose of this channel is twofold. Firstly, I'm sharing my knowledge, experience, and training that I received from the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit with you guys on this channel, okay? Secondly, I want to help you be the boss of your motorcycle. And what that simply means is knowing how to actually ride this motorcycle. And when I say that, realize that when the motorcycle is going at speed, not a lot of your skill comes into play because the motorcycle can stay up by itself. But when you slow down 15 miles per hour or less, that's when your skill comes in. That's when it's really going to be determined if you actually know how to ride this motorcycle so that you can make right turns and left turns and U-turns with confidence, all right? And that's why I say the main focus of this channel is to raise confidence levels, because once that happens, everything else will follow, okay? All right, and I already mentioned the practice sessions. That's also something that I provide to you guys. And the reason why this channel is called Paying It Forward is because I do this for you guys, all right? There's no fee for my subscribers or my preloaders. We're out there practicing. It's not a class, it's practice, okay? All right, so as much as I do talk about that, and as important as that is to me, as I always tell you guys, if there's ever anything other than that I want to share with you, I want to get out to you, I'm always going to do that. If I think you're going to benefit from it in any way, I'm going to share it with you. So you guys know I've been doing product installations on my motorcycles. The last few videos I've been doing it on my Road King, which is my practice bike. But today I'm coming back to my CVO, and I did tell you guys a while ago some of the things I was thinking about doing to this motorcycle. And one of the things that I kept hearing about, and I kept hearing that it was going to make such a big difference, because you guys know I'm all about the practicality. Yes, I want it to look nice, but if it doesn't make a lot of sense, if it's going to alter the way I ride, then it's not worth it to me. Anywho, today I'm changing the rear suspension, all right, the rear shocks, okay, and I'm excited about that because I've been hearing a lot. That this is going to be a huge upgrade on my motorcycle, based from the stock shocks to what I'm going to put on. So I have some Ohlins shocks, all right, and I want to thank Ohlins for providing me with the shocks. And we're going to do an unboxing. We're going to go through the stuff on it. And there's another surprise I have for you guys too with these shocks. I mean, just something that to me, as far as I'm concerned, is a game changer that sets these shocks apart from pretty much all other shocks. And I'm basing this on my knowledge, okay? You guys know I never purport to know everything, all right? And I'm not a shock aficionado, but I do know that Ohlins is kind of at the top of the game when it comes to shocks. But this is not just about the performance of the shock. This is something else, all right? All right, let me show this to you guys. All right, guys, so remember when I told you that there's something about these Ohlins shocks that is a game changer as far as I'm concerned? Check this out. Okay, guys, it is game-changing time. So when we're buying these shocks, if you ever decide you want to do it yourself and it comes to adjusting these shocks based on the weight of you, a passenger, luggage, or whatever, this is the intimidating part. Well, Ohlins has eliminated that with this new feature on their website. Okay, so let's go through it. First, you go to the website, which we're on, and you go to product search, and then we're going to put in the product part number that we have, which is HD772. And I don't have to press enter or anything. It goes right to the product, and there's the product right there, HD772 Harley S36 Blackline twin shocks. So that's what I have. All right, so then we're just going to scroll down, and you can see there's images, tech, and the setup calculator. You could just click that and it'll take you right to it, or you can scroll down just in case you want to see some more images or whatever, and the tech. And here we are at the setup calculator. All right, like I said, guys, game-changing time. Let's see how simple this is. Model or year. Is that something we can deal with? Yeah. Click that. And it gives you right here the options of what you can possibly have. If your motorcycle doesn't fit those options, then this shock is not for you. But obviously, you're going to pick a shock for your motorcycle. And in my case, I have a 2019 Street Glide. So that's my option right there. Tour pack. Do I have a tour pack? Yes. Do I often use it? No. But just for the purposes of this, I'm going to pick yes. And if you didn't notice, when it's on no, weight and saddlebags is the last option right here. But when I switch it to yes, now that shows up and it gives me a column here to also input the weight for the tour pack. So they cover everything. Okay, let's keep going. Primary use, solo, no luggage. That's really me. But here's the drop down. Solo with luggage, 2 up and no luggage, 2 up with luggage. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at solo, no luggage. They did a great job with this. They thought about everything, and I'm very impressed. Okay, now let's move down. Rider weight. My weight's 215. Passenger weight, I don't really ride with a passenger a lot, but I'll put something here anyway, just for the purposes of showing you guys how this thing works. And then I'm going to take that weight away too, so I can let you guys see that it accounts for everything. Weight in saddlebags. I don't carry a lot in my saddlebag, so I'll just put 25 pounds. And then tour pack weight, I'll put another 25 pounds. And then you hit calculate. Let me move it up so you can see it show up at the bottom. And then right down here, these are all of your settings. Settings for solo, solo with luggage, 2 up with luggage. So you see it says here 28 millimeters, right? And that's right in here. Okay, so it's a little firm, but it's not very firm. And what I will tell you guys is the lower the millimeters, the firmer the ride. All right, so a sporty ride is between 18 and 14 millimeters. And if you want a softer ride, that's 22 to 26, 27, something like that. So, like I said I was going to do, I want you to pay attention to what it says as far as 2 up. It says 38 millimeters, right? So if I take the passenger weight and I change it to 0, and then I hit calculate, see how it changes that number? And it changes it dramatically too, a whole 10 millimeters. So it's everything is calculated. That's why it's called a calculator. And I'm just very impressed by this. And then what I'll also tell you guys is, if you don't have something that measures in millimeters, you can either A, purchase it, or B, I'll let you know that 1 inch is equivalent to 25.4 millimeters, if that helps you out. Because I'm going to go ahead and say, in my opinion, this is not that serious as far as the millimeters. It doesn't have to be that accurate. If you're off by a 0.5 of a millimeter, I think it's all going to work out. Okay, so I do want to say Ohlins knocked it out the park with this. They already have a great product, but the fact that they added this to it, and I know it wasn't easy for them, it took time to do, very impressive. So how awesome is that? I just love things that make my life easier. All right. And so, guys, that's another reason why when I do a product review, it's probably not going to be like a 12, 13, 15 minute video, because I kind of want to give you guys as much information as possible to make your life easier. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get this box open. Right. These shocks have the correct springs installed. But you may have to follow the blah, 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 blah. All right. All right, so we have an instruction manual. All right, instructions. Those look like a quick guide. And then this is an owner's manual. And then we have some stickers. And then we have some parts. Okay, washers. And those look like fillers. And it tells us right here what those are. Yeah, you have washers and you have sleeves. And they'll give you 4 of them. 4 sleeves, 2 for each shock. Okay, and that's it for that. Now for the good stuff. Oh, yes, and packaged nicely. Okay, these are HD 772s. That's the part number. And what I will tell you about these shocks are, you can adjust these 3 different ways. Okay, so this right here is a tool to adjust the preload. Yes, you heard me right, preload. There's another name, another term for that word. And those, to do the preload, you actually stick it in this hole and then you twist it around. And we'll go over that. Next, you can adjust the rebound. And you do that by twisting this, and we'll talk about that as well. And then lastly, you can actually adjust the height of the shock by loosening this, and then you can move the shock up or down. I'm not going to be doing that, but I will go over the rebound and the preload. And that's it. That's pretty much all of the parts. So that should be pretty easy. All right, let's get the saddlebags off the motorcycle, get the old shocks off, get these on. All right, guys, so I removed both saddlebags. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the rebound. So what it says in the directions is the rebound should be 20 clicks. This is their recommended settings. Of course, you can always adjust it to your liking, but it's 20 clicks from closed. So it says to turn it clockwise, and that's to close. So we'll turn it clockwise. And it says turn it nice and easy. Okay. All right, so that won't move anymore, so that's closed. So now I'm going to count down from 20, and then I'll know I'm at where the manufacturer recommended to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that one's done. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so here's the next one. First, let me close it all the way, which is turning it clockwise. Now, I had to use my wife to help me out with this, guys. So in my mind, when it said clockwise, me turning it to the right, to me, that's counterclockwise, right? However, if I'm holding the shock like this or like this, you know, now that changes it. So it's, you know, it's crazy. I kept looking at the direction saying, how is that clockwise? But it is clockwise. Okay, so we got it closed all the way. Now we're going to open it, counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so we know we have the rebound set. We know it's correct. It came correct anyway, but I just wanted to go through it with you guys. Okay, so now next step is we have to jack this motorcycle up. You're not going to jack it all the way up. You just want the rear wheel barely touching the ground. That's already barely touching the ground. If I pump it one more time, yeah, now it's off the ground, so we can lower that a little bit. It said barely touching the ground. Okay, I'll say that's barely. And now we're simply just going to remove the Harley Davidson shocks. All right, guys, so let's get this shock off. I'm using a 3/4 inch socket. And just so you guys know, I already pre-loosened this, so it doesn't come off that easy. Okay, so we got that bolt out, and you're gonna notice that this bolt has a washer on it, okay? When I put it back on, that washer is gonna stay against the head of this bolt. The washer that Ohlins provides with their shock, that's the washer that goes against the bike, okay? Whoa. Okay, all right. Same thing, there's a washer on here. Okay guys, so if I was gonna do a comparison of the shocks, there's the comparison. Now I will say that the new shocks that I have are actually 13 inches. So it's gonna raise my bike up. My bike's gonna be a little bit higher. And I'm curious to see if that's gonna give me a little bit more of an advantage in regards to leaning on my turns. But there's the difference. And all right, out with the old and in with the new. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, well, the first thing I'll say is, see this nitrogen fill spot? That should be facing the back of the motorcycle. So we know we're gonna be putting the shock on like this, okay? We're gonna take one of these fillers, put it in the hole, put one in the bottom hole. And now remember, the washers provided by Ohlins, that goes against the motorcycle. So we'll take the screw, make sure that sleeve stays seated. Then put the Put Ohlins washer on the other side of the screw. And we can screw that in. Now I can already see that I'm going to have to raise the motorcycle on the jack to get the bottom part to line up with the top part. I'm sorry, to get the bottom part of the shock to line up with the connecting port of the motorcycle. So let's do that. Okay, and I want to mention that you have to have both of the shocks released in order for it to make a difference when you jack the motorcycle up. If you still have the other shock on, the rear wheel is not going to move because it's still being held up by the shock. If you take both the shocks off and then you jack the motorcycle up, the wheel will move down and it will help you line up this hole. Okay, so get the other washer, push this through here, and it's not a lot of room here. It's like this is like right over the pipe, like right over your pipe. It's going to take some playing around. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to jack the motorcycle up just a tiny bit more. Actually, I have to let it down a little, it looks like. Just a little. See if that did the trick. Well, now it looks like I need to move it up just a tad. So it's tricky. Well, that might have done it. Well, I'm already screwing up because I didn't put the other washer on. So let's put the Ohlins washer on. Like I don't even have room to get the ratchet in there because I'm like almost right on top of the pipe. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to put the bottom on first. See if that works out better because I have plenty of room here at the top. The bottom, not a lot of room, so. And of course, the washer rolls all the way under the other motorcycle. All right, guys, so the key is to put the motorcycle a little further down. Put a little more pressure on the wheel. And then that way, it will raise this part of the wheel up. And now I have more space to work with. Put the air washer on the other side. Remember, the air washer goes against the motorcycle. And see, now I have a lot more room to work with. So later on when I'm going to tighten this up, because it's not right on top of the pipe, I'll have more room. See, right now I can, oh, oops, wrong way. Right now, at least I can use this. This wasn't an option before. Not going to tighten it all the way now. And as you can see, here's the hole that I got to get to. And this thing is about a ½ an inch higher than it. So now, raise the motorcycle, and that should make a difference with that. I'm going to actually put it to it so I can see. Oh, I almost did it right there. A little pump more. Okay. That might be it. All right, let's see what we got. Sleeve. Screw, you want to keep two hands on it to make sure that you don't push the sleeve all the way through. The Ohlins washer on the other side. because one shock was on and it's already the same size as the other one, all I needed to do was kind of raise or lower the motorcycle a little bit to get the screw right where I needed it. And then the next step it says is to lower the motorcycle slightly so that the shock absorber is slightly compressed, and now finish the tightening. And again, not a lot of room on this one at the bottom. Not a lot of room at all. That's enough to get done what we need to get done. All right, and the top one. All right, that's nice and tight. Over here. All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to do, so regarding the rebound on these shocks, the adjustment can easily be done when the shocks are not on the motorcycle. However, when you're doing the preload, it's easier to do it while it's on the motorcycle. Okay, that way you don't have to worry about ensuring that the top part of it doesn't move. Clearly, it's not going to move if it's on the motorcycle. So remember I told you guys that 1 inch is equivalent to 25.4 millimeters, right? And based on my weight and the weight that I put for my saddlebags, which is about 25 pounds, which is clearly more than I normally do, it recommended 25 millimeters for me. Now, that's more on the firm side. I want it to be a little softer. Okay, so let me see what I have right now. So the measurement starts at the bottom of these rings, and it goes to this part right here. So if I measure between those two spots, I'm not even at an inch. I'm actually at 7/8 of an inch. So we'll take the rebar tool, and all we have to do is go around. Now I'm turning it to the left. Let's see if that's the proper way to turn it. Actually, I don't think that's the proper way to turn it. Because it looks like the spring's actually moving up. Oh, maybe not. No, I'm actually going the correct way. So you move it to the left to bring the number higher. And remember, the higher the number is, the softer the ride is. The lower the number is, the firmer the ride is. So that's right at an inch. I wanted a little bit more. Okay, that's an inch and 1/8. Okay, so I'm gonna try that out, see how that feels. And you can see how easy this is to adjust. So if I'm not happy with it, all I have to do is come back and redo it. Let me just double check that. Yep, that's an inch and 1/8. And now I just have to do the same thing on the other side. All right, guys, so now the fun part. Well, not the first part of the fun part. Let me put the bags back on, reconnect my lights, and take it for a ride. I'm really looking forward to this. I want to see what all the hype is about, see if I feel the difference right away. All right, let's do it. tell you. Oh my God. What a difference. Wow. All right, listen guys. I'm not even exaggerating. OMG. What a difference. I mean, and the difference, this is my kickstand coaster, so it can protect my driveway. What a difference. And the difference is, so of course I took it for a ride. I got up to a good amount of speed to feel that. I slowed down, I felt that. I made some tight turns. I made some U-turns, I made some figure eights. Now I already feel better sitting on it just because it's an inch higher. So it feels a little bit better on my hips. But just riding, it feels smoother. Like if you didn't tell me that I had new shocks, I would think like something was different with the tires or something. I mean, wow. So I'm excited about that. I am excited about these rear shocks. So again, I want to thank Ohlins for providing them to me so that I can share them with you guys. All right. I highly recommend them because I didn't even have to ride far. I took you guys with me for some of the ride. I mean, you notice it almost right away. Like as soon as I'm pulling off, I noticed it. Okay. I also like the fact that the product shows its quality from the packaging to the customer service, and the ease of installation, the instructions, everything is well. And again, guys, I have to mention that website. The fact that it gives you the ability to pinpoint based on your weight, your passenger's weight, your luggage weight, whatever. The fact that it gives you the ability to narrow that down and take the guessing game out of it. I mean, I just love that. I really do. Now, I'm not going to make any more adjustments to that shock. The way it felt, that felt fine for me. I don't want it too soft, but I do want a little bit of, luxurious, cushiony feel. And I feel that now, and I like that. I also like the adjustment tool that's used to make the adjustment. So when my wife gets on and I need to make an adjustment, I don't have to worry about putting my hand in there and doing that, grab the thing. Nope. Take that tool, nice and easy. All right. As it just holds true all the time. You get what you pay for. All right. This is a quality product. And again, I'm going to recommend it. So again, I'm going to put a link in the description section for these particular shocks. Okay. And you can get them in either all black or black and silver. I chose the all black ones. But definitely highly recommend. So guys, there are certain things that you're going to do in your motorcycle. And some of them are just for looks. Some of them are for comfort. This is for comfort. And if it's not comfortable, nobody wants to ride it. All right. Nobody means me. All right. If it's not comfortable, I don't want to ride it. So like I always tell you guys, I have bad hips. So me going for long rides, that's not going to happen because it's just too much pain. Right. And if you're wondering how my hips got bad, here it is. All right, so it is what it is. I know my limitations. I ride as long as I can, and but I still love my motorcycle. I love to ride it for as long as I can ride it. Okay. All right, guys. As I always say, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have, and less time complaining about the things that you don't. I'd like to give a special shout out to my brothers and sisters in blue. Please be careful out there and know that we care about you. Special shout out to the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit, particularly Highway 1 because that's where I used to work, and the Motorcycle District because that's where the school is. That's who taught me how to ride this motorcycle the way I ride it. But as I always tell you guys, it doesn't end there. You have to keep practicing. It's a perishable skill. And if you stop, you're going to lose it. All right, guys? So practice, 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 practice. Preload and keep it loaded. I'm not talking about the preload that's on the shocks. You know what preload I'm talking about, preloaders. Preload and keep it loaded. Practice, practice, practice. Until next time, guys. All right, guys. So if I install a product on one of my motorcycles that I highly recommend, and they provide a sticker, I put the sticker on the inside of my the lid of my tour pack. So Ohlins did provide stickers, as I showed you guys earlier. So they have some black and white ones, which actually would match perfect with the motorcycle, and then they also have some color ones. So what do you guys think? Like I said, black and white does match nicely. But I do like the color of the blue and yellow, so that's what I'm going to put on here. And you know what? If I change my mind, I still got the black and white. Boom. All right.